Review this weekend's late model stock return to New River All-American Speedway with Chris Burns and track relations coordinator Andy Marquis. Stay tuned. Cars Tour Weekly, presented by 5-Star Race Car Bodies, is next. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Cars Tour Weekly, presented by 5-Star Race Car Bodies. I'm Jess Ballard, joined again by JD Boucher. And this week, we go from the tight quarter-mile Wake County Speedway to the quirky quad oval.
That's one way to put it.
New River All-American Speedway, where you were just at, JD.
Yeah, you go from one extreme to the next, right? New River is definitely shaped quite differently than most other places. But yeah, I was there this past weekend. I'm going back this weekend, do some stuff for the track. It's a great place. It's a beautiful facility. The Goodyears do an excellent job with it. The staff's phenomenal. I look forward to going back every time.
Well, we want to welcome 5-Star Race Car Bodies as our newest sponsor on Cars Tour Weekly. Dirt or pavement, late models to street stocks, and everything in between, 5-Star Race Car Bodies are the folks to talk to if you are in the market for a new body or new parts. It's time now to take a break, but when we come back, we'll talk to Chris Burns as he looks to uphold home track honors at New River this weekend. Cars Tour Weekly, presented by 5-Star Race Car Bodies, will be back right after this.
What creates a winning combination? Quality, focus, discipline, and most importantly, speed. At Pepperjack Kennels, we provide exceptional water and land training services for hardworking retrievers. From leading in the field to leading on the track, together we establish winning dogs and a winning team. Devoted to retrievers and motorsports, we are Pepperjack Kennels. Visit us online to learn more.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroth belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts, or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
5-Star Bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-Star.
The American Canadian Tour returns to North Woodstock, New Hampshire for the Fall Foliage 200 at White Mountain Motorsports Park. Saturday, September 16th, 200 laps and $5,000 to win for the ACT feature. Plus, Pro All-Star Series Super Late Models, Modifieds, Flying Tigers, and the New England Super Modified Series. That's Saturday, September 16th, and you can see it all live only on Racing America.
Welcome back to Cars Tour Weekly, presented by 5-Star Race Car Bodies. JD and I are joined now by Mr. Chris Burns, late model stock driver. Chris, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Well, we really appreciate it. So we're headed into New River, which is, if I'm not mistaken, kind of a home track for you.
Yeah, right down the road. For years that was the home track until Car Road opened. We would run down there for years, and it's we haven't done much the past year or two. Just been so busy, but looking forward to the cooler months. Maybe we can catch some of the end of the season races. When it ain't so hot. So start this weekend. Hopefully, we have a good run and keep it in one piece. And we're going to go to Dominion in October for their season's finale, and hopefully we can hit some more races before the end of the year. So.
Now, Chris, this is not your first Cars Tour start, right? You do have at least one other one, correct?
Correct. Yeah, we run the Cars Tour race at Carteret. Not the last one. I think it was 2021, I believe. We didn't really have a great race that weekend. We fought some carburetor troubles and then, got in somebody else's scuffle right there towards the beginning of the race. So hopefully our second Cars Tour start will be much better than our first one.
What is it about New River that makes it so different? I know it's shaped a little differently, but what sets it apart from the other tracks in the area?
Yeah, just that dog leg on the front stretch. The track itself has 6 or 7 turns in it. It seems like you just gotta hit it right, or you'll just be in left field. I'd like to say that we have a home track advantage, but these guys that run the Cars Tour, they're so good. With the traveling series, it's not very often they go somewhere and they're behind the 8 ball, so to speak. So I wouldn't say home track advantage isn't something that we're looking for this weekend. But the track itself is just different than anywhere we've ever raced. The facility is awesome. Anthony and Tanya Goodyear, they've done a great job keeping it clean. And the racing surface, it's a little more aggressive on tire wear than it used to be, but overall, racetrack.
Will your team do anything different to prepare heading into, a big touring series race versus, maybe a regular weekend race?
Not necessarily. We're just gonna go, cross our T's and dot our I's and make sure everything's like it's supposed to be. And we're gonna go tonight and try to get the car working. We typically run, with the smaller carburetor package here, so putting a bigger carburetor on it's going to change some things with us. So we're hopefully get them bugs worked out tonight. But really we're going to go with the same mindset and just be the best we can be, and hopefully the rest works out in our favor. Of course, a win would be awesome, but really if we can go run competitively somewhere in the top 5 range, I'd be tickled.
So I know you said you're going to run Dominion at the end of the year.
Correct,
is it
yeah.
the goal for next year to run even more races in the Cars Tour? Because I know you do a lot of stuff locally at New River.
Yeah. I don't know. The Cars Tour is probably the best thing going right this second. It just costs so much money to do it, and we're down here in the middle of nowhere. Not many people are into the racing world like in other areas, so it's hard for us to not even essentially financially, just having help to go to the racetrack with us. And it takes a lot to run these cars, and especially the tour deal is you got to be on your game, and you really need to have some help go with you. So I wouldn't say we're gonna run no full season or nothing like that, but yeah, it would be awesome to run the local Cars Tour races and maybe hit a couple more here and there. That would be great.
I think it's so interesting, especially I guess you would call the grassroots or local teams. You guys kind of go to the track with a lot of times a skeleton crew, and
Absolutely.
a lot of times they're your best friends or your family members. Who's in your racetrack posse? Who do you go to the racetrack with?
Well, like tonight we're going. It's going to be just me and my dad. I got to leave we run the shop here in the daytime. We're so busy. I got to leave my employees here to make some money so we can go racing this weekend. So really, I'm gonna have tonight. We're gonna go me and my dad, and this weekend I'm sure the guys from the shop here. I'll have a couple buddies come out and hang out with us and help us. We don't have no paid race car employees, so to speak. It's just like you said, friends and the people that work for me during the week. So we just make the best of it. We do have a good time when we go.
Now, Chris, I heard you mention earlier that the tire wear at New River is a little more aggressive than it used to be. Do you feel
Absolutely.
like it's kind of like Myrtle Beach used to be a little bit?
Yeah. So the other night I was at the house. I'm like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and watch last year's race, and I watched the Battle of the Stars race from the beginning of the season, and the tire wear, you're riding 2 to 3 seconds off the pace just to make sure you got enough tire to go at the end of the night. And if you burn your stuff up, I mean, you're done. The first Battle of the Stars race that Anthony and Tanya had, we run pretty good in, and we led most of the race. But when it was go time, we probably used up a little more of our tires. But it was that race was kind of rough. It was either ride in the back and tear your car up, or try to get it out front and clean air, and try to at least have a car at the end of the night. But Josh Berry showed us who our daddy was that night, so to speak. So we didn't have nothing for him. So.
Well, Chris, we really appreciate you taking time out of your day today to join us, and good luck this weekend at New River.
Thank you. So, appreciate you guys.
You got it. When we come back, we are going to take a look back at the highlights from Wake County for the late model stocks. More Cars Tour Weekly coming up next after these messages.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts, or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
5-Star Bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-Star.
Don't miss the 21st annual John Blewett III North-South Shootout in memory of Charles Kepley at Caraway Speedway, November 2nd through the 4th, plus championship races for the Cars Tour late model stock and pro late models. The ground-pounding tour-type modifieds race for $10,000 to win. Also racing the 602 modifieds and more. It's the 21st annual North-South Shootout at Caraway Speedway, November 2nd through the 4th. For reserved tickets, camping, or info, visit carawayspeedway.com.
What creates a winning combination? Quality, focus, discipline, and most importantly, speed. At Pepperjack Kennels, we provide exceptional water and land training services for hardworking retrievers. From leading in the field to leading on the track, together we establish winning dogs and a winning team. Devoted to retrievers and motorsports, we are Pepperjack Kennels. Visit us online to learn more.
Welcome back to Cars Tour Weekly, presented by 5-Star Race Car Bodies. Jess and JD here with you again today. And JD, the Cars Tour was at Wake County recently, yes, and we mentioned it here last time. The quarter mile could provide a place for some payback.
Yeah, I think we saw a little bit of that. It's the time of year, right? Everybody's getting their dues in. So I think we'll see that continue on, the theme for the rest of the year.
Well, let's go to the highlights now. Local favorite Clay Jones in the one car and Brandon Pierce in the front row for the start, and the contact has already begun.
Lap 12, Chad McCumbee making the move on Butterbean Queen for second, and contact sends Queen around. Problems on lap 25 when the 19 of Ethan Johnson gets into the turn 1 wall to bring out the caution flag.
83 laps to go. The 6 of Bobby McCarty roots Jones out of the groove, and McCarty takes the lead. Right at the halfway mark, the 11 of Buddy Isles and Old North State Nationals winner Landon Huffman spins in turn 4.
Strange not to mention Carson Quapple's name until now, but he is able to get by McCarty for the lead on the restart. The strong second half of the season continues for the 24 of Mason Diaz as he roots Butterbean up out of the groove to take second.
After starting 18th, Quapple pulls away in the end for his 5th late model stock win of the season, while Diaz edges out Ronnie Bassett Jr. for second.
Yeah, I think Carson Quapple's dry spell is over. It seems like he's really catapulting himself here at the last half of the season, so I expect him to be a strong contender for the rest of the races.
Thanks, JD. Coming up, Andy Marquis will join us to talk about this weekend's Cars Tour stop at his track, New River All-American Speedway. Cars Tour Weekly, presented by 5-Star Race Car Bodies. We'll be back right after this.
The American Canadian Tour returns to North Woodstock, New Hampshire for the Fall Foliage 200 at White Mountain Motorsports Park. Saturday, September 16th. 200 laps and $5,000 to win for the ACT feature. Plus, Pro All-Star Series Super Late Models, Modifieds, Flying Tigers, and the New England Super Modified Series. That's Saturday, September 16th, and you can see it all live only on Racing America.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today and use invite code RA1.
Welcome back to Cars Tour Weekly, presented by 5-Star Race Car Bodies. We are joined now by Andy Marquis from New River All-American Speedway. Andy, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me on.
Well, we appreciate it. I know you're super busy over there preparing for the upcoming event. Tell us what your official title is and a little bit of what you do over there.
So I'm mainly in charge of media relations, public relations. That's my main thing. But all of us here at the track, we all wear multiple hats. I mean, JD can tell you we're all doing a little bit of everything. She was just with us here on Saturday. We all do several different things. So there's no real job description here. It's in racing, everything's busy deal.
Yeah, that's definitely that seems to be the story no matter who we talk to, no matter what racetrack, what part of the country, and what their official title is. It's all hands on deck when it's race week, and especially when you have, a big touring series coming or a big event coming up. So, I guess we'll just segue into the upcoming races this weekend. Give us everything that the fans need to know in a quick elevator pitch.
So the main thing, Solid Rock Area's Cars Tour. This is the biggest short track asphalt pavement racing series in America. We're going to have 20 plus cars, the best late model stock car racers in the country. Teams owned by Dale Earnhardt Jr. The series, of course, owned by Dale and Kevin Harvick and Justin Marks of Trackhouse, Jeff Burton of NBC Sports, and all these guys put this series together. Jack McNally and Keeley, of course, and they bring out the biggest names in racing, the biggest teams in racing. There's Cup affiliated teams, NASCAR affiliated drivers, the rising stars, and tickets just $25 for the race. They're available online as well as at the gate on race day, and this is one of the best tracks you'll see racing at in North Carolina. Side-by-side racing, tire management, very unique, distinct configuration. So this is one of those races that's going to provide plenty of excitement all race long.
Now, Andy, it's not just the Cars Tour this week. You got some local stuff going on. What are you guys doing in addition to the Cars Tour race to really make these fans get their money worth this weekend?
So we've also got we got national qualifier races for the Legend of Bandoleros, and I would imagine they're going to bring solid crowds, at least for the Legend cars. These things usually do. So those are big races for the NX Legends. Plus, we've got the Bombers and the Champ Carts. And for those drivers, we do playoffs for our points, most of our divisions here. And for the Bombers and Champ Carts, this is it. This is the last race to make the playoffs. And there's only 1 or 2 spots remaining in each of those divisions, depending on a couple things. So this is the race where the intensity is going to be high, because if you don't win this weekend, if you're one of those guys who has to win, you don't make it in this weekend, your season as far as being able to race for the championship is over. Whereas if you're a guy who comes in and you win this weekend and you're somebody who hasn't won all season, you've now got a fresh footing to win that championship. So the playoffs have been very exciting. They ramp up the intensity quite a bit. You were here with us on Saturday night here, JD, and saw for your series, and you saw the intensity level with those Champ Carts and the Bombers, and just how much it's ramped up the pressure on those guys.
Yeah, it was definitely very exciting. It was fun to watch all those races. I really like the Legends races. I like the little Kimball sisters, and those Champ Cart races, they're crazy. Those guys are nuts.
And last year for the Cars Tour weekend, we had 24 of those things. And yeah, they're going to be racing in a packet. You take these carts, and this is Daytona for those guys. This is Talladega. It's Atlanta. This is that big, wide open track.
Well, I think it is so cool. I mean, especially for the fans that this short track, this local track has the playoff structure, because it's so exciting to watch it cool in NASCAR. But I mean that brings an extra level of craziness to the already crazy championship battles there are throughout the season. So that's really cool.
And so what I really have liked about it is so we formatted it. We did ours a little different. Your eligibility is you have to run 50% of the races, and what that means is we're not forcing our drivers to run every race. We're not sitting there forcing them to pick and choose which racetracks they want to go to. And then you get a guy who starts racing in May, and he's sitting there and he's got a fast car and he wins the race. And well, now he's going to come back every week because he's going to try to make the playoffs too. So you structure it that way, and it, instead of having to do this or drop the race and calculate all that, this doesn't hurt somebody. If they have to miss a race for a family emergency or something like that, they're not penalized for that. And whereas you've got a lot of tracks that say you have to run every race and we're going to do this, and in order to win our championship, you have to run every race and this and that. And if you don't, you're out. And that's not fair to the drivers, really.
Yeah, I mean, this is all great points, and I really appreciate you coming on the show, giving us, not the fans, everything they need to know for the upcoming event, but also filling them in on all the exciting stuff that's going on, in addition to the Cars Tour headed to your track. So, Andy, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You got it. Well, we will wrap up another episode of Cars Tour Weekly right after this.
What creates a winning combination? Quality, focus, discipline, and most importantly, speed. At Pepperjack Kennels, we provide exceptional water and land training services for hardworking retrievers. From leading in the field to leading on the track, together we establish winning dogs and a winning team. Devoted to retrievers and motorsports, we are Pepperjack Kennels. Visit us online to learn more.
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today and use invite code RA1.
Can you believe it?
right now, racing, in my opinion, is as healthy as it's been in the last 15 to 20 years.
Just wanting to make that first lap.
Go!
Don't miss the 21st annual John Blewett III North-South Shootout in memory of Charles Kepley at Caraway Speedway, November 2nd through the 4th, plus championship races for the Cars Tour late model stock and pro late models. The ground-pounding tour-type modifieds race for $10,000 to win. Also racing the 602 modifieds and more. It's the 21st annual North-South Shootout at Caraway Speedway, November 2nd through the 4th. For reserved tickets, camping, or info, visit carawayspeedway.com.
Thanks for joining us tonight on Cars Tour Weekly, presented by 5-Star Race Car Bodies. Located in Twin Lakes, Wisconsin, whether it's dirt or pavement, it doesn't matter because 5-Star is your one-stop shop for all of your body needs. This weekend, the late model stocks will be at New River All-American Speedway, and so will you, JD.
Yeah, I'm going back this weekend. I feel like that's my favorite place this year. It's been my 4th trip there. But yeah, I'm there. I'm going to do some work for the track. Friday night, we're going to have a little podcast at the Angry Ginger in Jacksonville. So if you're in the area, come on out.
Is that a bar?
It's a bar and restaurant. Yeah, they have really good food, though.
Oh,
yeah,
that sounds fun.
Yeah, it should be interesting.
Well, we want to thank Chris Burns and Andy Marquis for joining us today. And remember, for replays and more, go to racingamerica.tv and be sure to check out Racing America's 24/7 channel free on connected devices. And don't forget racingamerica.com and all of our social channels for any breaking news regarding the NASCAR Cup Series, the Cars Tour, anything and everything in between. And stay with Racing America and join Rodney Rodriguez for Dirty Air coming up next. For JD Boucher, I'm Jess Ballard saying thanks, and we'll see you next week.